Hey everybody, Scoutcrafty here again. Today we're going to be working on a curved adjustable wrench from Erie Tool Works. So come along and let's check it out. Okay, today's wrench that we're going to be working on is a Erie Tool Works. You can see it here. The Erie Tool Works, Erie, Pennsylvania. And this is a curved. This is very common, the adjustable wrenches. There were thousands of these made. And dozens of companies made this configuration. Now, what's interesting is with this casting, there is no lettering in between. It looks from you can see some of the residual black paint. It was probably painted black, except for up here was probably left regular, steel. So it had a nice look to it. We're going to clean up. We're going to make it our own and look nice. It works really well, except you could see, if you saw my buying an adjustable wrench used, it's pinching in the front there. It's not totally parallel. We'll have to work on that. We also have a little bit of jaw damage on this side. You can see that. We're going to work on that. And let's get started. This should be a fun project. Now, with many adjustables and most modern adjustables, you have a threaded pin. You could see right there, this slot, that holds the knurled adjusting screw here. And that's what that pin goes through. With some of the older ones, they had a pin that was pressed in. You can see here is one side, and here's the other side. Now, since this side is a smaller diameter than this side, it might be a tapered pin or a headed pin. So we're going to punch this side out to try and disassemble this wrench. Now, it's working fine. There's really no reason to, but if it looks easy enough to take apart, it's that much easier to do the restoration. So we're going to take it. Okay, here's a quick tip. Anytime you see these gloves, these chemical gloves, rubber gloves, they're always kind of long. You see them cuffed up usually when people are wearing them, unless you're using them for chemical purposes. Anytime you see any of these gloves, they're going to be thrown out. You grab them out of the garbage, you cut the cuffs off. They usually haven't been exposed to chemical or whatever, and you have a nice piece of neoprene that works great to put into the vise to protect any kind of work that you're going to do. And in this case, we're going to be putting the wrench in here, tightening it up. And when you're using a punch, try and get a punch diameter that's the same thickness as the pin. You don't want to go too small, and obviously you don't want to go too large. Place it onto the top of the pin using a brass hammer always with your punch, and we knock that right out. Yep, and it comes right out. And this pin here, it's obvious that at one time or another this pin was removed because of the condition it's in. There's no rust or anything, so that went very well. Okay, now that we have the wrench apart, let's look at the jaws. Now you can see one jaw, this one here, the movable, that's the factory milling marks, and you can see this jaw is absolutely perfect, pristine condition. This one here is the one that has the damage to it. So if we're going to make any adjustments on this wrench, it's going to be on this side. That's the side we're going to take down and get that to flat and true. Now, when looking at the jaw, you could see those are forging marks. Those are some scale that was left by. We didn't take this to the wire brush yet, but we're going to have to address that. You can see up here, that's a little bit uneven. That will make it bind or a little bit not smooth. We're going to take care of that. And over here, you can see the teeth. Now, look at the teeth closely. You could see the last two teeth here are definitely damaged in one way or another. That's no problem. We're going to grind them down, make them just like new again, and so that this wrench will work as good as it looks. Okay, quick tip. When you want to get inside this knurled thumb ring for the wrench, take an old piece of emery cloth, worn out. That's why you don't throw it away. And you just fold it in half, put it inside the vise here, the corner, just like this. Tighten that up. Okay, when you got it nice and tight that you could pull it taut, take a nail, put the nail through the thumb wheel like this, and then run it along the tip here like this. And that'll clean out the inside, because otherwise it's very difficult to get in there. But see, you go back and forth like this on the corner, and that'll get your thumb reels nice and clean. Now, after you have it rust free, you could put a piece of string with some lubricant on there, some cleaner, and do the same thing, and that'll clean out the inside. Now, you know my favorite part. Remember what it looked like before? And we are calling this wrench done. Now, I know you're thinking, why didn't he put red in there? Believe it or not, I did. I just didn't like it. It wasn't the right, with the way this is textured in there, I don't know. It didn't go with this wrench. So, maybe black later on down the line. I don't know. A couple mistakes I made with this wrench. One is, because I want to get this buffed out, you know, and you could see the mirror, you know, polish on that. I took out the Erie Tool Works, you know, the writing on here. Sorry, it was the other side. There it goes. So you can't make out the full Erie Tool Works anymore. You could just make out a little bit of it. So that's one of the mistakes you make if you're doing a real restoration, but I just clean up the tools so that I can use them and enjoy them. I had to do a little bit of chasing my tail, getting that jaw straight so that it would work well, but polished everything out, and let's try it out on the nut tester. Okay, we got this Pennsylvania wrench working very nicely, and again, it feels real nice in the hand now. Very smooth. Let's try it out. Put onto the nut tester, and it goes onto the nut very easy, comes off very easy. It's a nice wrench. These S wrenches, I find the best way when you have a nut like this to put your thumb over the top and just slide it down. But it's a nice wrench. Erie Tool Works, Pennsylvania, Erie, Pennsylvania. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry about not having the red on there. All right, take care. Have a nice day.